Hi everyone, very good evening guys. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you, and welcome to this session. Rather quick. I do not anticipate this to extend beyond 10 to 15 minutes. It's just a quick overview about how you're supposed to integrate LRR with your daily revision schedule, which is ongoing for the upcoming NEET PG exam in August. So now you already are aware of the schedule that it is starting tomorrow. So today is not any academic LRR session. We are starting tomorrow and we are starting with one of my subjects, that is pathology. And the rest of the schedule, I believe you have seen it by now on different social media platforms or on the app. And if you still haven't, then this is what it is. We are starting with pathology tomorrow. You can see almost on a daily basis, you have some or the other subject. And the timings again have been mentioned. Most of them are in the evening, barring one or two. Like for example, tomorrow we start with pathology, which is going to be at 6 o'clock. Then right after that, I think is going to be pharmacology. Thereafter, we go on to a lengthy subject. Then we come down to two short subjects. In fact, 3-4 short subjects in a go. Then we come again back to 2 long subjects. Then we come down to ENT for again a medium subject. Micro again I would consider as a medium to lengthy subject. Then comes the mega medicine, and then we've kept a couple of subjects which require good amount of revision towards the end. Right before your exam, like a NAT, biochem, which they are very volatile and they require. So that's the entire schedule. But the point over here is, what is this entire thing? How is it going to be conducted? So this time, instead of YouTube, it is on the app, but it is still free for all. So that remains the same. You just need to download, log in, and even if you're not a subscriber, you will have access to LRR. The annotated PDFs will obviously be given, like always, post session. After the faculty has ended the live session, they will be provided, and they will be again uploaded on the app. That is how it is. You will not be getting unannotated PDFs. So I'm keeping it very transparent over here so that you know what exactly to expect from this. And this again, there was a doubt that since it's on the app, is it only for the subscribers? No, like always, it is free for all, but it is on the PrepLadder app this time. A quick overview of how you are supposed to scan through it. I believe everyone is aware that first you go into the video section right at the bottom, and as soon as you will click on the video section, provided you are in the NEET PG, the medical PG is what you select. As soon as you go into that, you will see that there is a special tab that has been created only for last resort revision, which is the full form of LRR. And as soon as you click on that, you will get access to all the sessions that we have planned for NEET PG 2026. You might not be able to unlock all the previous sessions if you're not a subscriber, but that should not be of your concern. Even if you're not a subscriber, you're viewing this for free, you will have access to all the 19 subjects. And right, like I said, we are starting with Path tomorrow. If you go on the app right now, you will see a 24-hour countdown which has already begun. And then you can see all the other subjects also planned exactly in the same order. So you can click on the NEET PG 2026 and just go through the schedule over there as well. But of course, the recording will be available later on, so there's no doubt about it. If you want to join live, most welcome. If you want to integrate it with your own schedule, then you can do that yourself. And that is exactly what I wanted to talk about in this particular session, that how should you be integrating this. Now, firstly, if you have a timetable which is going well, and I'll put a smile there, which you feel I'm sorted, I have my less than 30 days timetable settled with me, so I think I'm good to go for that, then you just keep following it. Then for you, LRR can, if time permits, you view it live. If time does not permit, then you just add it onto your schedule. Like for example, tomorrow, if you're doing pathology, you can join in live. If not, maybe you're doing another subject, you continue. After 5 days, whenever pathology will come in your timetable, you come back to this video of mine and you can view it. So the recordings, for those who are asking, will be available. That is something, if your timetable is sorted, you already have everything on track, so you don't change your timetable at all. In case you're in the other category where you're feeling a little overwhelmed because you had a certain timetable but the backlogs have become so many that you're unable to follow it, in that particular situation, now you just make this LRR as your next timetable. So that means that this becomes your next timetable for at least, we're finishing it almost a week in advance, which gives you time that their last 1 week can be a repeated revision of whatever bookmarked you've done, or you wanted to revise LRR all over again. So you're doing one revision on a daily basis, one subject with us, and then you are doing one revision on your own, which is in the last 7 days before the exam. So in case things are going south and it's not working your way, then I think the LRR schedule is what you follow as it is. So if you know that you have a pathology session tomorrow at 6 o'clock, it is your responsibility that you wake up in the morning, and I hope you're waking up early now to get into the, the rhythm of the, your sleep cycle is corrected. You should be waking up early. Whatever best you can revise till 6 p.m. or let's say 5:30 p.m. That is your responsibility to do that, and then you join the session. Now, the duration of the session will vary. Like, I anticipate that my session will go on for 3 hours. For some shorter subject, it might be 1.5 hours. For lengthier subjects, it may go on to 3.5. But I don't think any faculty is planning to go beyond 3.5 hours, because then it becomes again a very bulky source to revise. The concept of LRR is that we should do a rapid revision of all your theory as well as images, but this is not an MCQ only session. I believe MCQs have already been discussed in the RRR live sessions on the PrepLadder app. The new pattern, old pattern, PYQs. We recently had a PYQ challenge on YouTube also. So the question part of it is pretty much sorted. This is more of a last minute revision. I'll tell you how I've planned the PDF, the workbook. Now, I have made it into a fill in the blank format, which means that as you will be attending the session, I'm not going to sit and write everything. I'm going to save on time. 80% of the PDF is already pre-typed. It is pre-written. You will just be, and I've written everything, I've just hidden the answer. So you will keep answering, I will keep revealing the answers, and we plan that in 3 hours, let's keep a target of 2.5 and exceed it to 3 if it requires. In 3 hours, we should be able to like dedicate one hour to each segment. 1 hour to general path, probably 1 hour 10 minutes to systemic, and let's say a 50 minutes we need for hemat and blood banking. So that's how the entire plan should be there, and I believe every other faculty is doing the same. When I come to micro, again I will do a 2.5 3 hour session where I'll dedicate 1 hour to general and mycology, 1 hour to your favorite bacteriology, 1 hour to fungus and to virus and parasites. That's how the entire plan is going to be. So every faculty is doing their mix and match to give you the best outcome. Your responsibility out here is, and your dedication that we require is, that whatever subject is planned on that particular day, the first half of the day should be dealt with, that you should do your own notes revision, you should do your PYQs well, and then you join into class, so that you're trying to squeeze in 2 revisions on the same day. One is a self revision, one is a class revision, and then once all of this LRR will be done and you will be left with 7 days, you will do one ultra rapid revision on your own. Now let me know if you have any other queries, because this is exactly for students who wish to leave, you guys can, because this is all that I wanted to give you a heads up about, that we are starting tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and yeah, this is everything written in one flashcard. But if anyone wants to stay back, ask a few queries, please do. The rest can leave, because I believe every minute out here is pretty precious and I don't want it to be wasted in any way. No, if you've already watched Lab 2, Dr. Vishal, and if you're able to revise it well, then I think you should stick to it. LRR, I think that was a question which I should definitely take before everyone leaves. LRR is not that if you do not do LRR, you're not going to get a good rank or a score. No, it's no FOMO that we are creating. That's what I said, that if you are going good with your preparation, let's say you've done a Lab 2 revision, you've done some other platform, you've already done on revising your notes very well, and you think things are going pretty well, then LRR is just a supplement that, okay, when I'll get time, I'll watch it on a 2x speed. Maybe I'll just watch all those sessions together in the last 7 days. You can do that as well. It's not that just because a session is being conducted live, you have to join in live. But if things are not going your way, because many students right now are having that problem of having made a very over-ambitious timetable or having too many backlogs, which is a very human thing to happen at this time, and then you don't know how to now put things under one roof, how to actually go forward with it. That is where LRR gives you a structure, it gives you a timetable, and it just keeps you on the loop, because you know that, we work on deadlines. If you know you have to finish pathology by tomorrow 6 o'clock, you will. And if someone says you have to finish pathology in 20 days, then we are capable of keeping 20 days also. That's how our brain works. You give it a deadline, it works accordingly. And that's the structure that LRR kind of provides you. That's our only motive about it. We are not aiming with LRR that we'll be able to give you 100% strike rate. I'm never a fan of saying LRR gives a certain percentage of strike rate. Reason being that LRR is for revision. It's not the first day that you're building your concepts. It's not the first day of your MBBS. So this is something which is to brush up your knowledge in the last few days, because this gives you a kind of a momentum which otherwise when you're studying alone you cannot achieve. And usually luck has been on our side. LRR has given very good outcome to the students, but provided students have a baseline knowledge, and then they add LRR on top of it. So that's the purpose of it. But if you don't plan to attend it, if you have already been a Lab 2 user, you've gone through the PDF twice over, you feel you can do Lab 2 revision in one day on your own, please go ahead with it. LRR is not something that is compulsory or is not even something where I'm going to teach you altogether a new update. I mean, the subject remains the same. I've kind of condensed it into a smaller version. Okay, where can we find the PDF? Not right now, after the session. After the session, the faculty will upload the PDF, then you will be able to find the PDF. Okay, regarding the GTs, I've already informed the team. Some of you said you're not able to view it on the app, so they're working on it and you will be able to view the schedule. How many years of PYQs should be done? Right now, at least 5 years of NEET PG, so you have to do. I would also want to take up 3 years of FMG and INI-CET because 3 years of them means 6 papers each. That's the bare minimum that you should be doing right now. If you can't revise RR videos, precise RX, then you of course go for LRR. See, RR videos right now, even I cannot revise. There are what, 200 pages, 100 pages at least of every subject, and now I have precisely 1 day to revise it. So as a human being, I can't revise 100 pages in 1 day, unless I'm just scanning through them very briefly. If I want to go into in-depth and revise 100, 200 pages on a daily basis with PYQs and so many other things happening, it's not going to happen. So let's be practical. When you can revise, excellent. If it's working your way, then I don't want to disturb that. But if it's not working your way, which I believe is 75% of the student population right now falling under this category, then of course it is going to be that if you can't study on your own, then your priority should be LRR karna hai, PYQ karna hai, and then I have to solve custom module. Then this becomes my go-to technique for the exam up till August 30th. Can we access the PDF for free? Yes. This word I think I'll highlight, and these 2 words are most important. Anything else? Random custom module ही करना चाहिए. Subject wise, topic wise, now I think the time has gone. Plus you're preparing for an exam which is going to come as a mixed bag, so you pretty much solve it also that way. Subscription does not, Dr. Bashisht, it does not matter for LRR, even if your subscription is ending, because LRR is for free. So that should not be of any concern. If you watched the old LRR, Dr. Himanshu, and if you think you're revising it and going well in track, you can do that. But I believe the FOMO is anyway going to kill you. I'm thinking from a very student point of view right now. So when everyone around you is doing a new source, a new LRR, then you know that kind of FOMO does kick in. My advice is, Dr. Himanshu, you stick to the old LRR. You keep revising it because you know visual memory matters a lot. But then what you can do is that once the session is over and the PDF is uploaded, you just scan through it in like 15 minutes. That's it. And you just see that is there any extra point that the faculty has added which was not there in my previous LRR? If yes, then maybe you can. For some clinical subjects, like I believe for ophthalmology, sir tends to include a few video-based questions always, right? So maybe those are the LRRs you can watch again over here. Again, scan through the PDF and decide whether you want to watch them. Otherwise, you can stick to the previous one also. For everyone feeling overwhelmed, that is a very, very common human response that you have. If you've studied, you will feel overwhelmed. If you have not studied, then you're going to be very, very relaxed right now. So being overwhelmed, I think, is a positive sign. It's something like you coming and telling me that, ma'am, I'm forgetting knowledge or forgetting the things that I learned. I'll be like, okay, you learned it and that's why you forgot it. If you haven't opened your textbook ever, you're not gonna forget anything, right? So these are all positive signs, which right now obviously take a lot of toll on your mental health. I agree. We've all been through all of that. But in the long run, the outcome of all this is positive because this just shows that you are working hard towards something. You are trying to achieve a daily target. Maybe you're not achieving 100% of it. You're achieving 75% of it because of so many other factors, and that is creating a lot of, that overwhelming situation around you. That is fine. Make a timetable. Don't think that I will achieve 100%. Like, for example, I always plan that I will have a session of 2.5 hours. That's always my plan, to be very honest. But you must have seen that my session always goes up to 3 hours. But if I keep thinking about that, oh, I'm going to exceed the time that is given to me or is expected from me, then I'll never be able to start that session. If I think that way, then the negativity will be reflected from the very first minute that I start teaching you, right? So it always means that you have a certain target, you have a certain pressure, you have to overcome that, kind of sideline it, and you just need to do what you have to do. And then you leave the outcome that, okay, we'll see how it turns out. Now you're in that zone. All of you are in that 24-hour survival zone, that today I woke up, I decided I will study for 10 hours, I decided I will study these 50 topics. Maybe at the end of the day, you ended up studying for, let's say, 8 hours and you ended up doing only 40 topics, but at least you did 40, you didn't do 0, right? If you wouldn't have started, you would have done 0, which would have been a disaster. So you're reaching somewhere, if not where you decided. Even if you're reaching halfway, that is a positive sign. RR के साथ PYQ custom module, someone's asked me break time. I think that's your username. Yeah, that, see, as I said, LRR कोई ऐसा 100% compulsory source नहीं होता. You guys are forgetting that ideally your compulsory source was main videos. उस पर इतना time you didn't ask me any questions ना. Then after that we said that no, compulsory source is rapid revision. That time also you didn't doubt it too much. Why are you now creating all that pressure on LRR only? If you are able to manage rapid revision with custom module, तो इसके ऊपर तो कुछ भी नहीं है. Trust me on that. Rapid revision with custom module, if a student can manage right now, that student has superpowers. तो अपने superpower को छोड़ के थोड़ी ना you will come level down. You don't have to level down right now. So rapid revision custom module, if you can manage it, please go for it and do not listen to anyone else around you. But if you cannot manage this or are feeling overwhelmed, cannot study on your own, नहीं हो रहा active recall, you feel like leaving everything and things are not falling in place, that is when you come down to this. So now you take that decision whether things are going your way or things are not going your way, and you decide what you have to do from tomorrow. But take a quick decision, right? Not able to shorten the notes, then Dr. Akhil, that's what we are here for. Anyway, iska shorten हमने कर दिया था. If right now this is also not doable, then further shorter. It's like filtering out information every time. You must have seen, like, let's pick up a topic, say mycology. Every time I teach you mycology, I teach you the same table of dimorphic fungus, the same knowledge. What do I do every time? In the main videos, it's of 10 pages. In rapid revision, it's probably 3 pages. In LRR, I'll put it down to 1 page. It's pretty much the same information. I'm going to reduce the font size. I'm going to reduce the tables. I'm just going to make the images smaller. I will try and condense that and naturally go at a faster speed of 1.5x. That gives you a pseudo confidence that हाँ हमने 30 pages में micro खत्म कर दिया, हमने 40 pages में path खत्म कर दिया. That is just giving you a pseudo confidence, because if you keep a regular day, the same 40 pages become 80 pages and you're studying for 2x the time. So you will realize that at every step we are kind of filtering the information for you. So if you can't do that on your own, then leave it to us and we'll do it for you. 20th notebook की जगह LRR भी use कर लो. I think that pretty much works in everyone's favor, because making a 20th notebook now is not advisable. If you already have it, I think that's going to help you a lot in the last 7 days, then go to it. If you don't have a 20th notebook, then guys, let these sessions be your 20th notebook, because somewhere I agree, I assume 30 pages per subject. इससे ज़्यादा तो no one will be, because 30 pages for you guys is 60 slides for us. 60-70 slides से ज़्यादा पढ़ाना for every faculty in an LRR becomes very challenging. No one wants to burden you with that much of information. So I think coming down to 30 pages per subject is the sweet spot that you can hit, where you don't want to do like 200 pages and you don't even want to do as little as 5 pages. So then you come to like that sweet spot of, let's say, 30 pages, 25 pages, in which I want to wrap up all the important information, right? Recordings will be available, guys. For those joining now, it is free, it is on the app. PDF will be put up next after the session. So these are questions which I'm not taking up again. For those who've done lab 2, stick to lab 2. For those who've done previous LRR, you can stick to previous LRRs. All this also I've answered. But the only thing I would advise it, that if you're sticking to anything in the past, let's say lab 2 or previous LRRs, keep reading those, keep revising those. Don't break the momentum. सिर्फ जब PDF upload हो जाएगा, once the PDF is uploaded, scan through it at the end of the day in 15 minutes to see if there's any extra point. Sometimes, you know, an update happens. Maybe you did 2025 PDF, and maybe in 1 year there are, you know, subjects like PSM where updates are happening every 24 hours. Imagine the number of updates that must have happened in 1 year. Same goes for OBGY. A lot of updates have come up. Maybe Path and Micro in this 1 year don't have too many updates, 1 or 2 max, but other subjects have a lot. So for those subjects, you can just scan through the PDF to see has any rate changed in PSM, has any new Yojana come up, has any new guideline for management of patients in OBGY come up. Only those pointers you can scan through. Otherwise, you don't need to change your source. All those previous lab 2, please don't ask me again and again, because the chat becomes difficult to read. I think I've answered that multiple times. Previous LRR students, previous lab 2 students, you can stick to it. And I think I've said it 10 times. I'll say it one more time, that yes, it is free and it's on the app. Please include all PYTs. All PYTs, see, I'm being very honest over here because I don't want to give you false hope. All PYTs nahi include ho sakte. Again, in a 2-hour session, we can't discuss all PYTs also, all previous year, because PYTs means the entire topic needs to be discussed. Now that is almost becoming like a rapid revision only. Then it will become a 10-hour session, then you will have a problem in revising it. The entire purpose of LRR becomes diluted then, right? So it's better that we keep it as crisp and concise as possible, try to cover as much as possible, but not go into the same RR zone of covering everything, because then that actually does not make any sense. Yeah, for those who want to follow the previous LRRs, please go ahead. Trust me, there's no harm in it. You're not missing out on much. If you have previous schedule of yours, I've already told you, stick to it. You can just, go through the PDF at the end of the day. That's all. I think for students who are joining in late have a lot of questions which I have already answered multiple times. I don't want this session to go on for 30-40 minutes, because it becomes a futile effort. Then it's better that you just scan through the live session and you will get an answer to every question that is coming my way now, because all of these I have already answered. For NEET PG students, I think PYQ kahan se karna hai? Obviously from the app. Whichever app you currently have subscription to, this is not the time to buy new subscription. So जो भी आपके पास है वहाँ से PYQs करना है. Okay. Anything else that we need to know? Prof 2 course, long videos, Dr. Samriddhi, Prof 2 is different, but yeah, it's the same main videos that are there for NEET PG. They are pretty extensive, like Path is almost 75 hours, which is good enough for Prof exams as well. Will these be available on YouTube also? No, they are only there on the PrepLadder app, but they are free for all, so that really should not be a problem, that whether it's, as long as it's free, the streaming platform should not create that much of a problem, right? I'll tell the team to update you on radiology. Although radiology is mentioned, if there's any other question regarding radiology, I mean, if you feel anything else that you need to tell us, let me know. But where is the glitch with radio? I really don't understand. If there's something that I'm not understanding here, you can elaborate on that. Should you do PYQs of subjects which you didn't study? For anyone who has 2 or 3 subjects which are untouched for whatever reason, then for you right now is LRR plus PYQ. That's the safest bet that you can take for any subject that you've left out. PDF will be available for everyone, Dr. Malvika, on the app, free for everyone, subscriber, non-subscriber. After the session, it will be available. Yes. I mean, you will have to download the app to watch it, of course, for others who are asking. Without that, how will you access the app? So, but you don't need to purchase anything to access them. It's free. 1990KR, that's your username. I think you've mentioned it a couple of times, and I believe I have already told you that it is scheduled. It's becoming lengthy for short subjects. हाँ, तो short subjects के लिए तो LRR is the best thing to do actually. You know, for medium and lengthy subjects, LRR cannot cover everything, but for short subjects, it covers roughly 95%, because anyway, you want to study them in 2 to 3 hours, and that's the best thing that you can do with LRR. Okay, Dr. Kunal, I'll look into it and I'll see what can be done on Telegram or where the glitch happened. So I guess we believe we have solved most of the questions. Most of them are coming as repetitions. If you have any other questions, I'm anyway meeting tomorrow, guys, not going anywhere. So 6 o'clock is when we start. We will start on the app, and after the session is done, roughly by 9 o'clock, I will upload the PDF. And of course, then you can do a repeated revision also of the same. Yes? Last week plan, I don't want to do another session on that. Last week plan will be a revision of LRR plus PYQs plus whatever best mixed bag of questions you can do. That will be your last week revision. I think that's already a lot on your plate, and after this you cannot accommodate more. Yes, main class notes will always be lengthy. That is the main videos. So they will be lengthy. You're not expecting them to be short by any way. So then, of course, if you want to revise, then LRR is the best thing to do. Like doing rapid revision also right now is going to be very time consuming if you've not done it earlier. So from main videos, if you just want a very quick revision source, then you jump to LRR. Approximate duration, I think I've already told. For my class, it will be 3 hours, but for every other faculty, it will vary, but it will never exceed, at least everyone's trying their best not to exceed 3.5 hours, because then it becomes very difficult for the students to actually, revise all of that. So that's the approximate duration. Okay, I think that is a good advice. I'll take that. Whatever we do in LRR will obviously be there, but beyond that, if every faculty wants that some extra topics should be should be read by students, so I'll convey that to every faculty. I'll apply that to my sessions as well. On the last slide, I'll give a list of extra topics which you can revise if time permits from the rapid revision. I think that's a good advice, and we'll certainly take that. Okay, so guys, let's not jump. As I said, survival mode में चलते हैं ना. Let's not jump into what will happen on the last day. What should I be doing? अभी सिर्फ कल का सोचते हैं. Let's go 24 hours. I think that's the best thing to do when you want to survive on a daily basis. Time boxing करो. Think of 24 hours. Think of your target and achieve that. Then think of the next 24-hour target and achieve that. So just survive on a daily basis. That's all that you need to do till August end. So now my next 24-hour bet is that I will try my best to revise whatever I can in pathology, and I will do my revision of notes. I will revise my PYQs, whatever best I can. 100% तो नहीं होने वाला. Whatever best I can, and then I will join the session at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I will attend that live class. Usually I'm not very fast in teaching, but with LRR, I will try my best that I speed up a little, at least 0.5x tak speed up. Anyway, you're used to listening to me on 2x, so you don't want to be bored by listening to me at 1x, right? So I'll try my best that we are somewhere around a 1.25, 1.5x natural speed. We try to cover max that we can in 3 hours. 9 o'clock, you'll get the PDF. Either you revise the PDF, done, dusted, pathology over, so that next day you have the same cycle going on for pharma. Or you can probably, if you're confident with the PDF at 9 o'clock that, oh, we've just revised it for 3 hours, then after 9 o'clock, give yourself a 2-hour test before you sleep. Do a custom module for 2 hours, solve more questions, then you sleep, and next day the same cycle continues for pharmacology. That's how it is. Maybe when you come to these shorter subjects, you'll get more time to cover on your backlogs. In case like any, no one can do surgery in 1 day. So you might want to do surgery over 2 days, but then radio anesthesia will allow you that time as well to cover your backlogs, right? Obviously, it's not entire revision. I think that question is like a null and void question. It cannot be an entire revision. It's going to be last resort revision. We keep up to the name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. And if there are any other queries, firstly, sorry if I've missed out on any because of the inflow of too many questions. If I have, put it in the comments below. I'll keep tracking this video in the next half an hour. If you have any other questions, please put it here and I will reply to you, right? Thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow, hoping for a positive fresh start, restart, which we do multiple times in our timetable. So hoping for another one, but one last time that we've got to do this. We will meet at 6 o'clock, and I think you will understand the flow of everything thereafter. Thank you so much for joining in.